If you suffer multiple conditions and multiple symptoms, such as chronic fatigue syndrome or migraines, or you've been diagnosed with autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's, Addison's, Cushing's, I want you to know I can help you with my unique combination of biochemical, psycho-emotional, and neurological treatments and assessments combined, not one or the other. And I specialize in life-inhibiting conditions. And I'm Teske, and today's case study is on burnout. Now, 52% of the corporate world is in burnout as we speak. It can happen to anyone, anytime. It's basically burning the candle at both ends. And I've got Alana, who's going to share her case study from performing in the storm to not performing at all. Hi, Alana, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Taya. Thanks for having me.
So what were you like before we started working?
So before working with you, I was training 7 days a week on like an athletic program, and I slowly became very sick and I became bedridden and I was completely exhausted. Like my body was just, I could literally feel my body shutting down. And one of the symptoms that I had from burnout was vomiting. So before I was in the whole burnout process, I was obviously training 7 days a week, but I was putting on weight and had like no energy, no sleep schedule, like everything was completely out of whack. And then so I really went from 0 to 100, and then I lost like 12 kilos in 2 weeks. And I could, as I said, just feel my body shutting down. And I guess you could say that it was purely just from like uncertainty of like doctors and medication. And I just wasn't feeling myself at all.
Yes. So when we started working, we did your hormonal analysis test, which kind of showed exactly why you had the symptoms. Mm-hmm. And we, optimized your nutrition and supplements, but there were other things that we had to do because you were so busy. Mm-hmm. You were still running around. Yeah. You were still in burnout.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to slow down a little bit to kind of take it in and to understand that coming out of burnout is not going to be like a straight line. It's up and down, up and down.
Absolutely, yeah.
So how was the process of doing the time, so to speak?
Initially, it was pretty tough. I was obviously training 7 days a week. So then when you told me to slow down, I literally stopped everything and I just focused on myself and my health. So I wasn't training anymore. Like the most exercise I was doing was like going for a walk, which is so unusual for me because I would have been on the tennis court for like 6 hours a day, in the gym for another couple of hours. Like it was a complete like 180. So initially it was super difficult. But obviously as you go on, you realize how beneficial everything is and how, especially in burnout, you do need the time and you do need to take everything back and you need to just stop and slow down and just focus on your health and really get into the nitty-gritty. It's not necessarily just about stopping what you're doing. It's about understanding why you have to stop and understand why your body needs to slow down, essentially. So it was tough, but it was definitely worth it. So
excellent. And so how are you now? What 3 benefits have you gained as a result of us working during that time?
So I guess the main thing is just like understanding my body. So the chemical reactions that happen in my brain, what causes me to eat, how I eat, and how I feel. And also like understanding what foods go with like what symptoms you have. So I guess like understanding like the functions and roles of enzymes and minerals, and especially my pancreas and my liver, and like what's the right put into my body. So I think it really changed my perspective on what healthy food really is. Because obviously, like you mentioned in one of our sessions, everyone thinks spinach is super healthy for you, but it's really not. So I think it's just understanding what healthy food really is, and then what foods I personally need to get myself better. So just like understanding that for sure.
And you also got some homework because you in between our sessions, I like to educate you and help you to understand why I'm asking you to do something, so that you're not just doing it nilly-willy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a lot of fun though, to be honest. Homework was never fun for me, so that was good. So then I guess Also, I suppose like the mental aspect, how everything is purely so mental.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing for me was just like flicking that switch into like shifting into
Mm-hmm.
a different kind of version of myself. And because my understanding of healthy was purely just exercising 24/7 and all the stuff you
Mm.
see on social media and in newspaper articles and blogs and stuff, and what a healthy person is. But it's really not all that. It's about the mental understanding and the function of how everything works. So that's definitely a benefit, I guess, I gained from it.
Excellent. So you're going to take it forward with you. So
Mm-hmm,
you're going to navigate your symptoms in the future with an understanding
mm-hmm,
that it might not be what you ate yesterday, but it could be maybe you overtrained, maybe
mm-hmm.
something else happened. So you're going to be more integrated. And what would you say to teenagers who overtrain, go to the gym, or competitive athletes on the way to become professional and they start experiencing symptoms? They don't know they're in burnout because it doesn't show up on blood tests, does it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, I mean, my biggest advice is to just pause and take a step back and really evaluate what's going on. I think my biggest thing that I regret is I knew that I was sick for a little while and I was literally in hospital, and yet I still went and trained 24/7 because I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's just a stomach bug. Oh, it's like the medication that the doctors are going to give me, it's going to pass. So, I mean, even if you don't have symptoms, even if you're purely just fatigued all the time, like
Mm-hmm.
just take a step back and evaluate and like redo your whole schedule and like focus on like the food you're putting into your body, focus on how much sleep you're getting. If you're not getting enough sleep because you're exercising, tone it down a little bit. Like your body needs recovery, like it needs to slow down, it needs to be in like a cooling off period in the day, like it
Mm-hmm.
can't just be go go go. So I think the biggest thing had to be just take a step back and just relax, like meditate or read a book, go for a walk, just absorb like the natural minerals and energy that's coming from the universe and just literally relax.
Yes. So we did a number of EFT sessions. We call them
Mhm,
the laser coding in on the root causes. And sometimes people find them a little bit odd
mhm.
because the whole technique is so visceral and like psychology or talk therapy. How did you find those sessions?
Very rewarding in the end, especially because like I was a bit skeptical, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, it's really gonna work. Um, but yeah, especially with like, I don't know how many of your other clients do it as well, but tapping, that was like extraordinary for me. It really, I don't know, really like centered me, I suppose. And I could get a deeper understanding, because I'm an overthinker. So
Mhm.
overthinking about so many different things, personally and obviously health wise. So I think those sessions definitely helped me understand that like my life is not falling apart. Like it's just, I need to focus on
Mhm.
something at one time and just take it day by day. So definitely very beneficial.
Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing your progress and your case study. It's very rewarding and it's encouraging to people who are hiring personal trainers, going to the gym, waking up at 6 a.m. to do high intensity training. And then they suffer weight gain, they suffer immune issues, and they're thinking it's something they've caught a bug, where it's actually overtraining. It's a supply and demand.
Mm-hmm.
And as addictive as adrenaline is, we run on adrenaline, it's also corrosive and it causes a lot of havoc in the body if you don't tone it down.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why the tapping, the EFT sessions, they actually deal with that part of the brain that doesn't respond to language.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell yourself, oh, yes, I need to relax, but you're not going to relax until you actually deal with that nervous system. Excellent. Well, you've got a trip coming up in New Zealand and then you've got a trip to Europe. So we
Mm-hmm.
could officially say you're out of burnout.
Yeah. Yay.
Thanks, Alana.
Thank you, Taya. See you.